Thank you all for listening and watching my videos. Please subscribe and like my channel Master Coolitz. Hoping that you will not skip my ads, it's a big help for me by not skipping it. Thank you so much. Dragon Shadow. The Rise.
The once bustling city square now lay in ruins, with bodies strewn across the ground like discarded rag dolls. Broken stones and shattered remnants of what once were proud structures now littered the area, casting a grim shadow over the battlefield. The echoes of the fierce battle still reverberated in the air, a haunting reminder of the devastation that had just unfolded. Zane Martel stood at the center, his gaze intense, his aura commanding. His eyes, sharp as daggers, scanned the desolation around him, ensuring no threat lingered. The power of the human emperor's palm had decimated his foes, leaving a path of destruction in its wake, each step he took resonating with the weight of his immense power. The wind howled through the skeletal remains of buildings, carrying with it the scent of smoke and blood. Zane Martel's enemies, those who dared to challenge him, lay pressed into the earth, their movements restrained by his sheer power. Their faces twisted in pain and fear, a stark contrast to Zane's unwavering determination. But the battle was far from over.
The human emperor's palm.
Zane's voice was soft, almost a whisper, yet it carried the weight of destiny. His words seemed to hang in the air for a moment before unleashing their fury. He struck again, his palm radiating an unstoppable force that cut through the air like a divine blade. Dozens more fell, their bodies slamming into the ground with bone-crushing force, unable to withstand the might of his attack. The onlookers, both friend and foe, were frozen in shock, their disbelief palpable. Their eyes widened and their mouths gaped open, unable to comprehend the sheer power they had just witnessed.
Wasn't Zane's attack a little too strong?
This can't be. Run.
Panic spread among the ranks of the Giant Devil sect. Fear gripped their hearts as they realized the hopelessness of their situation. Some tried to flee, but Zane's power was inescapable. The earth shook violently as the human emperor's palm struck again, leaving behind deep craters filled with the fallen. Dust and debris flew into the air, creating a choking cloud that obscured the battlefield. Bloodied and broken, the disciples of the Giant Devil sect lay defeated, their bodies broken and spirits crushed. The ground around them was stained with their blood, a testament to the ferocity of the battle. But David Hale, their fearsome leader, was far from finished. His rage was a living thing, twisting and growing, his eyes burning with a vengeful fire.
Stop it!
He roared, his fury igniting the air around him. His voice echoed through the ruins, filled with a mix of anger and desperation. But Zane was relentless. Each strike of his palm brought death and destruction, thinning the ranks of the Giant Devil sect with merciless efficiency.
You bastard. I'm telling you to stop. Can't you hear me? How dare you kill so many disciples of the Giant Devil sect in front of me? I'll make you regret it.
David Hale's transformation was monstrous. His muscles expanded, bulging grotesquely under his skin. His flesh turned dark and shiny, as if coated in a layer of impenetrable armor. His hands morphed into vicious pincers, and a long, deadly tail emerged from his back, swaying menacingly. He was a scorpion beast of the Demon Clan in all but name, a horrifying fusion of man and monster. His presence was a blight on the already ruined landscape, a testament to the dark powers he commanded. The ground beneath him seemed to tremble with his fury, the air thickening with the ominous aura of impending doom.
Look, David Hale, one of the demons of the Ten-Sided Devil, has made his move. Moreover, he has completely turned into a devil.
David Hale's voice boomed, filled with demonic energy. The very air seemed to vibrate with his malice, sending chills down the spines of those who dared to listen. He moved with supernatural speed, his tail striking like a spear, a blur of dark energy slicing through the air with deadly precision.
Zane Martel, accept your death.
The ground trembled as David Hale's attacks tore through the air. Each strike was a force of nature, cracking the earth and sending shockwaves through the rubble. But Zane, with the clarity of his third eye, dodged each strike with ease, his movements fluid and precise, almost as if he were dancing.
Left, right, left, right.
He muttered, predicting David Hale's every move. His eyes tracked the scorpion tail with uncanny accuracy, weaving through the onslaught without a hint of panic. David Hale's frustration grew, his anger turning into a palpable force that seemed to warp the very fabric of reality around him.
Damn it. What kind of nonsense is this? Stop hiding from my attack. If you're really capable, you should face me instead of hiding like a coward.
David Hale's roar was filled with desperation, a primal scream that echoed through the ruins of the city. A massive scorpion phantom appeared, its aura deadly and terrifying. The phantom loomed over the battlefield, its claws snapping with a vicious hunger for destruction. The city's inhabitants fled in terror, fearing the imminent destruction that David Hale seemed poised to unleash. Zane's expression was unyielding, a mask of steely determination. He summoned the power of wind and thunder, the elements swirling around him like a tempest. The air crackled with electricity, and the ground vibrated with the force of the wind. He combined them into a single devastating attack, his voice ringing out like a clarion call.
Human Emperor's Palm.
The clash was cataclysmic. The shockwaves obliterated buildings, the air filled with dust and debris. Amidst the chaos, a green light shone brightly, a beacon of Zane's overwhelming power. The ground beneath them buckled and heaved, the force of the impact creating fissures that spread like spider webs.
No, impossible. How could you have such power? You are obviously a bastard from a low-level district, and you are only at the second level of the expert level.
David Hale's scream echoed as he was consumed by the human emperor's palm, his body disintegrating into nothingness. The green light enveloped him, and in an instant he was gone, reduced to mere particles. The city fell silent, the battle seemingly over, the air heavy with the aftermath of destruction.
He won. Zane actually won.
The survivors were in awe, their disbelief turning into admiration. They stared at Zane, their eyes wide with a mixture of fear and respect. But amidst the scattered debris, one figure caught Zane's eye. A man, desperate, retrieved a small rusted iron piece from David Hale's remains. His movements were frantic, driven by a sense of urgency. Zane's sword energy struck the man, wounding him but leaving him alive. Zane approached, curiosity piqued. His gaze was intense, his interest in the object palpable.
What is this?
He demanded, holding the iron piece. It seemed ordinary, but the man's actions suggested otherwise. There was a subtle energy emanating from it, something that Zane could feel but not quite identify.
Don't kill me, I'll tell you everything. This is the key that David Hale obtained after much difficulty. It seems to be used to open a certain relic.
Zane's eyes narrowed as he examined the key. What relic could it open? And what secrets did it hold? The key was old, its surface marred by rust, yet it radiated a sense of importance that Zane couldn't ignore. The eerie fog shrouded Fog City, its dense tendrils curling around the ancient buildings like ghostly fingers. Zane Martel's expression shifted sharply, his eyes narrowing as he clutched the relic in his hand. He had endured countless trials to obtain this artifact, now trembling with a faint, eerie glow. The significance of its value dawned on him, especially if a power like David Hale craved it so intensely. The weight of the relic felt heavier, its secrets and promises pulling at his very soul.
All right, spill it. What's this relic all about?
Zane's tone was commanding, his presence intimidating. The trembling man before him, drenched in sweat and fear, didn't dare to withhold anything. His eyes darted around nervously, searching for an escape that didn't exist.
David Hale came to Fog City to retrieve a relic, the Ghost King Devil Cave. It's an ancient, sinister cave in the strange little world. It's so important that it's drawn the attention of the 10-sided devils and other experts.
Understanding dawned on Zane, his mind racing with the implications. The very relic he held was central to a deadly pursuit, a key to unimaginable power. The weight of his responsibility pressed down on him, yet a steely resolve formed within his heart.
You can leave.
Leave? You're not going to kill me?
Why, you eager to die? I can arrange that.
With a desperate shake of his head, the man fled, vanishing into the sky with a trail of dust in his wake. Zane watched him disappear, the man's frantic escape underscoring the gravity of the situation. He turned, sensing movement, and saw the Anderson sisters approaching through the dissipating fog.
Zane, are you okay? You're incredible. I can't believe what just happened.
Zane smiled, a fleeting moment of warmth breaking through his otherwise steely demeanor.
It's nothing. But now, the disciples of the Giant Devil sect and 10-sided devils will probably come here. You both need to leave soon if you want to avoid getting caught up in this.
The sisters nodded, their expression shifting from admiration to concern as they realized the danger they were in.
You're right. We're leaving as soon as the sun rises. What about you?
I have something important to attend to. I'm leaving now.
Their surprise was evident, their eyes widening as they processed his words. The night was deep and perilous, the world outside Fog City fraught with unknown dangers. Yet Zane's resolve was unshakable. The relic in his grasp pulsated with a mysterious energy, a silent promise of the trials yet to come.
Now? But it's nighttime and the strange little world is dangerous.
Zane's confidence reassured them more than his words. His eyes, steady and resolute, conveyed an unshakable determination that seemed to pierce through the dense fog around them. The moonlight cast an ethereal glow on his face, accentuating the determination etched into his features.
All right, if you say so. If you ever have the chance, visit us in the Greenwood area.
Yes, please come, Zane.
Zane nodded, a subtle but warm smile playing on his lips. He then turned and disappeared into the dense fog, his silhouette swallowed by the night, leaving behind an aura of mystery and purpose. The holy lotus lamp on his head detached and floated back, illuminating the fog with a soft, mystical light before it flew back to the sky above Fog City. As the lamp ascended, the city's inhabitants, already filled with dread, began to flee. Whispers of Zane's encounter with the Giant Devil sect spread like wildfire, fueling their fear. The streets, once bustling, turned eerily silent as families gathered their belongings and hurriedly left, hoping to escape the impending chaos. Outside Fog City, the landscape was bathed in a ghostly light. Ghost soldiers lunged at Zane from the shadows, their ethereal forms twisting and contorting as they attacked. Zane, with swift and precise movements, dispatched them effortlessly. Each strike of his caused their bodies to dissolve into moon soul pearls, which shimmered briefly before vanishing. His mastery over wind and thunder had reached new heights, and he moved with the fluidity and grace of a seasoned warrior. He paused briefly to examine a piece of iron from David Hale, noticing distinct light specks on it. The relic glinted ominously in the dim light, its intricate patterns hinting at secrets long buried.
This must be the key to the Ghost King Devil Cave. There are others with keys too. It's over 200,000 kilometers away. I'll cultivate on my way there.
With a burst of energy, Zane soared into the sky. The night air rushed past him, cool and invigorating, as he flew with purpose. 6 hours later, having flown over 80 kilometers and collecting more moon soul pearls along the way, he paused to rest. The terrain below was rugged and wild, a testament to the untamed nature of the strange little world. After 2 days of relentless travel, Zane sensed a chilling negative energy emanating from the east. A dark cloud loomed ominously over a vast, gloomy mountain range, its shadow casting an eerie pall over the land. The air grew colder, and the silence was broken only by the distant howls of unseen creatures.
This must be the Ghost King Devil Cave.
The landscape before him was hauntingly eerie, covered in black soil with no grass, and dotted with swirling black smoke. The ground seemed to pulse with a dark energy, each step Zane took resonating with an almost malevolent hum. He soon spotted over 200 people gathered on a stone platform. Half wore the dark, ominous robes of the Giant Devil sect, while the rest were draped in long white robes, their faces etched with grim determination. Among the Giant Devil sect members, 2 figures stood out, a seductive woman, Ivy Mullen, and a long-armed man, Grant Lang. Ivy's provocations were met with barely contained lust from the men around her, her every movement calculated to entice.
Why do you all stare, wishing I'd strip off the rest of my clothes?
Her teasing, accompanied by seductive gestures, heightened the tension. Men swallowed hard, their desire palpable, eyes locked onto her every move. But the leader of the white-robed group, a handsome man, remained unfazed, his expression cold and unmoved.
Enough, Ivy Mullen. Enough with your seduction skill. I'm not interested in your flesh.
The other half of the crowd, dressed in long white robes, exuded an aura of equal power and authority. Their presence was a stark contrast to the provocative and darkly dressed members of the Giant Devil sect. The handsome leader of the white-robed group stood tall and composed, his gaze fixed on Ivy Mullen with cold indifference. Her attempts to allure him were futile, as he remained completely unmoved by her seductive gestures. The tension between the two groups was palpable, charged with unspoken threats and simmering animosity. In the shadow of the Ghost King Devil Cave, the stakes had never been higher. Would Zane's journey end here, or was this just the beginning of an even darker chapter? The answers lay just beyond the cave's entrance, cloaked in ancient malevolence.